What's up YouTube? Capital G here, back on DuelingBook. Just still some late night recording. I'm not streaming tonight. Was in the middle of working on a video, but you know, got a little itch to do a little bit of commentary. So everything has been reset on DuelingBook, all the ratings. I have no idea who the good players are. This is a ranked match, 2 out of 3, and we got Spyrals down at the bottom. So this must be a TCG plus OCG duel. I imagine that they're using the TCG ban list. I mean, obviously we'll be able to identify, because if something like Regeki or Feather Duster is played, then we'll instantly know what list it is. But this is what happens, guys, when you open with when you open with Quick Fix, man. I don't see a machine duplication in the graveyard, but there is that Juan for Juan. Shout outs to my cousin Juan, who does not exist. But if you get Quick Fix out, oh my god, Quick Fix is I believe currently the 5th highest played card in the OCG this week. And it's probably going to stay there for quite some time. This deck is just nuts. I really believe Spyrals are going to, I'm going to keep beating this into the ground. I believe that Spyrals are the next Plant Synchro. And let's see. Okay, so... Okay, I was going to say, I don't think that you have a link marker over there. I was like, wait a minute, chat. Firewall Dragon clearly points to the right, but, and then it's like, or excuse me, the left, but I don't think it was pointing over here. Looks like he's given up both of those monsters for Proxy Dragon. And God, this deck can just convert in the link so hard. This is Grizaris 2.0, where you get one card and it makes the entire archetype that has been a joke for years. Spyral has been well, Dark Illusion, I guess, for basically a year. It's been a joke for a year, and now it's tier 0 in the OCG. But this is actually pretty crazy. And what's interesting about this is, and why I'd imagine he wants to keep link summoning, is you just constantly activate what's it called, Firewall Dragon's ability to special summon from your hand. So it doesn't really matter if you draw monsters or if you have a monster clogged hand, you just special summon them out of your hand. To my knowledge, Spyrals don't run any high level monsters except Spiral Sleeper, so that's just like one card. Looks like he's gonna make the Trigate Wizard. Okay, so now he has 4 link monsters on the field. Now he has spent 3,000 light points. I'm not sure what on. I'm trying to look at his graveyard and see what I see. Oh no, he runs Master Plan. Okay, so he has a couple of high level monsters. Well, I don't know if this build has Sleeper in it, but most builds that I saw in Japan, most of them have like 1 copy of Sleeper. Looks like he's gonna go for Quick Fix again, and man, the Quick Fix summoning is just real. Maybe he's gonna link summon again. Maybe he might go for, yeah, well, link summon is his only option. All right, he's gonna go in for Link Karibo, and now he has the mutual link. So both extra monster zones are completely used, and his opponent will not be able to go into the extra deck turn 1. So Spyral, you are indeed too good. Looks like he's banishing now, and he's going to summon that Sleeper Agent. And, okay, that Sleeper Agent cannot be targeted, by the way. Same goes for Double Helix. So he does run a couple of high-level monsters. I'd run Sleeper in the deck. I think it's dumb not to be honest. Looks like he's just switching his zone, saying, hey, I want to put it here. I'd be pretty liberal about that if I'm playing against somebody. Like, if they summon something to a zone, I'll give them like 30 seconds to switch it or something like that. Now, if you like pass turn, or you go into like the end phase and it's my turn, you'd be like, wait, I want to summon it that turn. Now I'm like, nah, dog, you can't do that. But if you like just summon it there and you're like, shoot, I need to get it there, I'll let you go ahead and do it, because it's not really like, it has nothing to do with like how you actually activate a card or something like that. Or I feel like that's just being a player with some decency. So that's 1 card in the back row. That was all done in his first turn. So he had 5 cards. He has 5 just here. So he's gone +3. Looks like his opponent's Fishy Dueler versus DF Jury is gonna go 5 deep. Can he just use Sleeper though and like pop 2 of those? I don't know if walling up is like the most effective thing here. Looks like he's not gonna go for the baits. Oh, he's playing Chainburn. Ah, very interesting. So Chainburn is going to be the call. He's going to go Just Desserts. Holy moly. Just Desserts is going to do some insane burn damage here. This is actually crazy. I just realized how OP Just Desserts is. Cards like Ceasefire and Just Desserts, you usually think 2,500, but no, he's going to get 35. He has 7 monsters on the board, right? No, excuse me, 6 monsters. CapG cannot count. Yeah, that's pretty damn crazy. This might be a matchup where Spyrals get wrecked, because if you don't have anything planned for Chainburn, usually in the first duel they beat just about everybody, because most people you're just not prepared for it. So it's like, what am I going to do against Chainburn? I mean, you can have all the lockdown in the world and all the you can't target my monsters. You can have the firewalls and the mutual link, but if your opponent has no interest in playing the game of Yu-Gi-Oh that you want to play, it just feels like they have a massive advantage. Actually, if I had the cards, there's an ARG in my city. Raleigh is my city. Shout outs to Raleigh, North Carolina, where I live. Downtown, right next to, well, not right next to the small claims court in Raleigh. It's like, well, I don't know where the ARG is. I'm pretty sure it's at the convention center, which is about a block away from the courthouse. Oh yeah, my god, double, yeah, this duel is probably over. He has double Just Desserts. He doesn't need Chainburn or Accumulated Fortune or anything like that. The 2 Just Desserts is 6,000 damage right there. Unless he's gonna flip over a Trap Stun or something, this is a wrap. Wait, did he give up he must have attributed a monster. Yeah, you know what? I think, okay, I think, all right, so it doesn't matter. DF Jury, he's scooping anyways. Giving up 1 monster, even if he popped his Helix, it just wouldn't have mattered. But there's actually an ARG this weekend, and it's super interesting. I was thinking about going, and one of the reasons that I was like, I kind of decided last week, I was like, nah, I guess not, is because obviously I didn't have a deck, and even if I could have put together Dark Magician, I could have just went out and bought the Dark Magician cards. I was thinking, like, what's the point? I mean, I don't feel comfortable playing Dark Magician against fucking Zodiac. Like, that's not gonna happen. And you know, I don't want to play Teller Knight, so that's like a super outdated deck that is just gonna get wrecked. I really thought about playing Chainburn, but I don't know, I just didn't pull the trigger on it. I was a little afraid that Card Demise was going to get hit, and I really don't want to play Chainburn in this format. I think that Chainburn is really not that interesting. My heart is really set on Weather Painters, but that could, you know, subject to change. But now I really wish that I did have the cards for Chainburn, because I totally play it at the ARG. So Spirals are going to go first, and this is cool because we get to see everything built from the ground up. The thing is, I don't really see much changing. Usually against Chainburn, it's like you either draw into your side or you don't. The duel is honestly that simple. Like, Quick Fix is a great start, but Chainburn is not going to stop him from doing anything that he's trying to do. He'll be able to summon all that he wants. He'll be able to mutual link if he chooses. It's just as simple as, do you have Royal Decree? Do you have Trap Stun, you know, etc., etc. You see right here that he did open with Quick Fix plus Machine Duplication. Machine Duplication is the 4th highest played card in the OCG currently. I don't think it's not gonna get banned this year. I think Machine Duplication is not gonna be at 3. I want to say maybe like February-ish. If Konami gives us another ban list in November, they'll probably give us another one after that in February, because that'll be right when Extreme Force comes out. No, I think Extreme Force is coming out in January. So they'll probably give us, I don't know, another one maybe like late January or maybe February. I think Machine Duplication will get hit on that list, because I think Spyral, when it comes out in Circuit Break, I think Spyral is just going to fucking wreck the TCG. My personal opinion. Plays Dragon's Ravine. Interesting. I have seen some Spyral builds that play other field spells, because a lot of them play set rotation in the OCG, because there's no terraforming. I don't really think that would be necessary in the TCG, because we have 3 terraforming. It didn't get hit. So what's the point? Why play set rotation when you could just play your own good shit and just play 6 copies essentially of your field spell? Puts Destrudo in the graveyard. Maybe that's it. Destrudo is not a card that I would have left in this match, because I see no value in cutting your life points in half against chain burn. You basically make it so that they can win off of like one chain resolving. So yeah, I wouldn't have left Destrudo in unless I like somehow knew I was going to get Royal Decree in my opening hand or Denko Sekka. I could just normal summon that shit against chain burn and be like, haha, game. You know, but I don't know. This guy's clearly a risk taker. Maybe he doesn't have an extra deck. If you're going to play, or excuse me, a side deck. If you're going to play rated, I would assume you're going to have a side deck, but that is neither here nor there. And looks like he's going to go for double helix, so he's going for the gusto. When you go for double helix, I think you're swinging for a home run. You're not really looking for like a single or a double. Only has 3 cards, and yeah, just that last match would be, the last match would really be in my head as far as like overextending. Usually what you did in that first duel was really good, but I don't know if your opponent's playing that Reckless Greed. Seems really bad. Looks like he got the effect of Helix to get the copy of Master Plan. He searched out Rescue mission, and looks like Master Plan's going to the graveyard, but for what? Oh, okay. Looks like it's going to be another Link summon. So he gets to summon a Link 3. No, not a Link 3. He goes for another copy of the Spyral Double Helix. Okay. So Spyral, by the way, Double Helix looks like such an awesome card. Like, that's what I really hope for Lunar Lights. I know it's so random. Like, why are you bringing up Lunar Lights in a Chain Burn versus Spyral duel? I don't even know if Lunar Lights are going to get a Link monster, but I really hope that we do, and I really hope it has really cool art. Like, I don't even want like Leo Dancer. Well, no, I would either want Leo Dancer or a brand new card. Don't make it like a Panther Dancer like Link. That would be kind of whack. But if it's like a brand new card like Luna Lights, what's another cool animal? I don't know. Lunar Lights dog? No, that sounds kind of lame. But anything like that, I wouldn't want like one of the other Lunar Lights to be a Link monster. Except maybe Tiger. Tiger might work as a Link monster. All right, so continuing on, he is pretty much going in. 3 quick fixes on the field. Looks like he's going to summon a Link 4, which, oh, it's Firewall Dragon, duh. Yeah, so he's going to summon Firewall Dragon. I was like, what Link 4 is he going into? Firewall makes the most sense. He could activate its ability. He could get a monster back from the graveyard if he chooses. He might want to save that. He might want to save that bounce effect in case his opponent has a problem monster. Though it's Chain Burn, so I guess really won't matter. You can target monsters on the field. Yeah, it doesn't target back row. You know, he's searching Last Resort. What I think he might be trying to set up for is a Last Resort sleeper play, because he needs spell and trap removal. Like, it's really that simple. If you didn't open with it, right? So if you didn't open with spell and trap removal, if you didn't open with Cosmic Cyclone, well, shit, don't play that against Chain Burn. Little homie from Worlds found that out the hard way. But if you didn't open with Twin Twister, Royal Decree, Trap Stun, some type of suppression card, he needs to manufacture it. He essentially needs to like get Sleeper. Sleeper is a card that like can blow up. What's it called? And after the first duel, you're not gonna make the same mistake of not using Sleeper again, because you know your opponent's back rows are just bluffs. You know that you can attack 5 monsters deep because there is no Rippling Mirror Force. There is no, you know, Storming Mirror Force to like blow you out. So you don't have to worry about that. Now, if he did side in Mirror Forces, this guy's better than I am. All right, gets a Spyral Utility Wire, gives up his Dragon's Ravine. And interesting, in the first duel, he was willing to cut his life points down in half, or not in half, but he was willing to give up 3,000 life points. You know that's not going to happen again. Against Chain Burn, you take out generally well, you don't necessarily take it out because he left that Strudo in, but you do not give up life points under any circumstances. If you have Instant Fusion, Soul Charge, etc., you do not play those cards. Now he's playing Pseudo Space, which is going to copy, I think, Dragon's Ravine. I don't think it would be a... I don't know if there'd be a point of copying the Spyral Resort, because Spyral Resort, I believe, is when it's activated, you search. Your opponent cannot target other Spyral cards you control with card effects once per turn. You can add... Nope, never mind. You just go ahead and never mind. I thought it was like ABC. I thought it was like Union Hanger. It's once per turn you can add a Spyral. So no, go ahead and copy it, because it just gives you your sleeper that you might not actually have yet. Oh, by the way, a lot of people were playing Joel and Lockbird. I was tempted to sell my copies for like $13, but Joel and Lockbird is the the third most played card currently in the OCG because, like, look how much searching he's done. Holy Jesus. The amount of searching that he's done, especially with us having terraforming at 3, like, the amount of searching that's going to be in the meta is going to be dumb. So I might keep my Joel and Lockbirds because I feel like that card's going to spike. And I might make a video about this, but I think Super Agent being $20, people are going to think that I'm crazy. I think that's really cheap. When you're talking about Spyral, that's probably going to be the best deck. It has not been reprinted, and it's an ultra rare. Like, if this was the GX or the 5Ds days, like, that would be a $70, $80 card. Like, the Spyral Super Agent could very well justifiably be a $85, a $75 card because you need to play 3 of them, and it never got reprinted. And when is Konami going to reprint it? It's going to be, you know, they're going to have to find some opportune time, you know, maybe next year's Megatans or some shit like that, but I don't know. He continues to summon or continues to go on. These Spyral turns take forever. Holy moly. Yeah, these Spyral turns are super long. He's going in for another Exceed, which will have to be on this side of the field, by the way. Looks like, you know, it honestly looks like he's going for the same exact play that he went for last time. Yeah, it looks like he's switching it up. And he's just going to send that to the grave. He's going to link for a 2. Probably going to be Proxy Dragon again. And it is... Okay, so this entire play is basically identical to the one that he did in his previous turn. Except in this time, he's going to special summon a Super Agent and a second Super Agent. These are all being special summoned off the Firewall Dragon effect. I assume to... what's it called? Yeah, I assume just because stuff is going to the graveyard. And now he's going for Quick Fix once again by pitching the Last Resort. And does he turn those into maybe another Firewall Dragon? I don't know. He's turning, all right, so 1, 2, link 2 at least, link 3 at least. What is going to happen here? Or no, maybe he's going for Sleeper. No, he's looking at the extra that. It's not going to be Sleeper. All right, Trigate Wizard. See, this is why I think that the link mechanic was cool, and I don't understand why people bash it. Like, look at how a deck like Spyral, no tuners, all different random ass level. Like, look how the deck can like totally pop off now, just because this new mechanic just happens to work perfectly for it. Like, we don't need to. All we have to do is just give you a bunch of monsters, and we can link it for days. Like, sweet. There are a lot of decks throughout history that can put a lot of monsters on the field, but the monsters like don't do anything. It's like now you can convert those shitty monsters into like good ones. But they, you know, they might have different levels. They might have tuners. It's why Cardians need a Link monster too. All right, there's the Sleeper. So this is pretty much the same exact setup as the last duel. It would be ideal if he could have 2 Sleepers, actually. I would say, yeah, the most ideal situation is if somehow he could find himself 2 Sleepers, because then he'd just be able to, like, pop a lot of cards. All right, so... He says that he's activating Sleepers. Oh, he put Last Resort on it. Yeah, that's the play that you want. You want Last Resort and Sleeper, so you can just pop cards for days. Like, and now he's activating the effect, so I guess he'll shuffle a Spyral card back into his deck. Probably like a random Super Agent or something like that. Also wonder what the back row could be. It cannot be something like Twin Twister because he does not have a hand, unfortunately. Puts the Last Resort back into his deck so that he can, I guess, search it again or... whatever, shuffles it back to his deck and passes turn. So this is now the moment of truth. Assuming that Fishy Dueler does lose, he will have the opportunity to go first or second in the next duel. So advantage obviously still with him because he already has a duel in the books. Oh, a set monster. Setting a monster, never that practical when your opponent has 5 monsters on board, unless it's Dice Jar, because Dice Jar is OP. Get 6,000 damage off of 1 card. But your opponent can get it on you too. Sets 5 in the back row. You imagine Sleeper has to be used here to at least get rid of, 40% of the back row. I imagine. Looks like he's calling Sleeper effects, possibly. I mean, why would you not use Sleeper? Like, you put it on the field for a reason. He is going to call Sleeper. He's going to go ahead and pop 2 cards. The Just Desserts and the Balance of Judgment The balance of judgment, largely inconsequential. The just desserts is pretty big. Now he's going to use Firewall Dragon to bounce the face down monster. I didn't even think about that. Firewall Dragon does not have to, what's it called? Firewall Dragon does not have to just be concerned about attacking because you can just bounce said monster. And now Quick Fix is going back to the hand. And, you know, he can obviously search another copy of, what's it called? He can obviously search another copy of the Last Resort, and he could just pop those other 2 cards. So, no, he does not. He summons the Quick Fix first. And a chain is going to be used, Secret Barrel. That's a lot. Okay, I probably would have let Quick Fix resolve. Chain Link 3 is Reckless Greed. Could Chain Link 4 be Accumulated Fortune? Maybe. That's what he's trying to build. Chain Link 4 is Chain Strike. So that's going to be 1,600 off the top, but it's not enough damage to kill him. Now he gets 2 draws, and these are desperate draws too. When you activate Reckless Greed and it's not after your draw phase, that's desperate. Chain Strike's going to do a ton of damage. 1,800, so he must have counted 9 cards. 3, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so yeah, he counted 9 cards. 1,800 off of a Secret Barrel is generally a lot of damage, but is it enough damage? That's the question. Gets himself another copy of Last Resort. I don't know, man. I don't see how Fishy Dueler wins this duel. Even if he does have Battle Fader, Swift Scarecrow, it kind of feels like it's just a matter of time now. Especially if he had a card that has to be set. It would be very easy for DF Jury to go into another Firewall Dragon to just avoid ever attacking that monster. And he can't draw cards either. So Sleeper is not going to, he's not going to stop using Sleeper. And he already has another Last Resort in his hand. Looks like he's going to link even more. This is what it means to go beyond. What is this card? Is this Code Talker? This is Code Talker. Gains 500 for each monster it points to, which is 1. Okay. All right, so it points to 1 monster. That'd be really sick if it was like, I don't know, if in Mutual Link it gained attack for like every Link monster. That's what they need to make. They need to make a monster that gains 500 attack for each Link monster on the field. Oh my god, like that would be nuts. Looks like this is just the OTK though. You see how much damage Spirals can put on the board turn 1. Unless he has, yeah, okay, so we're going to game 3. I think if I was Fishy Dueler, the second after I resolved that chain, I would have scooped. If I didn't draw the Battle Fader or the Swift Scarecrow, what is the point of continuing to go on? You don't have the means of stopping your opponent's attack. There's no way he's not going to attack there. Again, even if he didn't, because you had the Swift Scarecrow just kill you, you're locked out of your draw phase from Reckless Greed, and Spiral Sleeper is taking 2 cards down during your next turn. He could have also made another Firewall Dragon, and that would have bounced your monster as well. All right, he's going to summon that Time Lord Lazion, and sets 4 in the back row. Interesting. See a lot of people citing Time Lords and Chain Strike, or why do I call it Chain Strike? Chain Burn. All right, let's see what he's going to do. It's going to do 1,000 damage. Okay. 1,000 damage is a start, but not nearly enough to kill your opponent. Not nearly enough to make your opponent really feel threatened, that is. I wonder if instead of going yellow, I wonder if he really just tries to go, because I feel like if he just gets rid of the back row systematically, Chainburn can't, it's not like Chainburn can outgrind any deck. It's like, that's not how they play. They don't play for the long game. They just play to get some burn damage in, maybe try and stall for a couple of turns, get more burn damage in, win duel. Alright, so he got Quick Fix, and he put his Resort in the grave, which might mean, okay, so yeah. He's going for Terraforming, so still don't know if this is an OCG duel or a TCG duel. Gets another copy. Oh, wow. Spyral Resort is not a hard once per turn on that search effect. It's once per turn per copy of the card. Yeah, Spyral's gonna be the best deck in the TCG. The fact that that's not like the fact that we had 3 terraformings and that's like not a hard once per turn. Like, yeah, that's dumb. They're gonna be able to get this. They're just gonna be able to get to whatever monster they want. You open with Machine Dupe, 1 maxi in the format is not gonna be enough to fucking stop this deck. Everybody's gonna have to run 3 draw and lot bird basically. 1 maxi is just not gonna cover. Is not gonna do it. Also, you can clearly see the primary summoning method is Link. So Dimensional Barrier like does nothing to the deck because it doesn't cover that mechanic. I started to think Dimensional Barrier is actually terrible now. Looks like he's gonna go Foolish Burial Goods, probably sending the Spyral Final Mission or Capture Mission. What's the name of the card? Because I think Capture Mission is the Kaiju card, right? Rescue Mission. Yeah, Rescue Mission sounds like it. Alright, yeah. Probably send Spyral Rescue Mission to the grave. Did he not send it? What did he send? He sent the Assault to the grave. Okay. Not what I expected. I thought that he would send the Rescue Mission, but whatever. Goes for Quick Fix. Does he have Machine Duplication? Maybe. Does he have 1 for 1? Maybe. Okay, so he's going to banish the Spyral Resort. To do what? Okay, so Drone's going to be summoned, and it's going to activate the effect. When this card is normal summon, you can look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, and if you do place them in any order, you know, that can actually really mess them up for Reckless Greed. If he only happens to have like 1 copy like he did in the last duel, that can really mess your opponent up. You contribute 1 Spyral monster you control, it gains 500 attack, or excuse me, you contribute this card and you target 1. So he's gonna special, that's cute. He's specialing Super Agent after he's seen his opponent's deck. So he's guaranteed to get it right because he obviously stacked his opponent's deck how he wanted to. So it's gonna reveal the Magician of Faith, which should go, I believe, back to the top of the deck. The order doesn't change. All right, now he's gonna attempt to pop a card. Now, if he happens to hit Reckless Greed here, he's not really losing that much. Alright, so he is going to chain Secret Blast. Okay, so that's different. That's not even the card that he targeted. He must be looking to build a chain link, or yeah, to build chain links. Oh, he does have Secret Barrel. So we're up to chain link 5, and chain strike is going to resolve. Alright, so he's going to get a decent amount of damage in. Just desserts for 1500 is not enough, though. Also, Secret Blast only counts cards on the field, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 300 for each card on the field, so not a lot from that either. And the worst thing is, with that Reckless Greed, as I said, your opponent totally knows what you're going to draw. So they're not going to attack until Magician of Faith. Man, maybe this is the reason I'm not going to play Chamber in this format. Seems like Spyral can just fuck this deck, to be honest. Like, no trap stun, no spell and trap removal required. Just mess with their deck with the Spyral Drone. Make them draw terrible cards. Alright, he's got him down to 2,300 life points. But he's under Reckless Greed, and he knows, DF Jury knows both of those cards, which is actually pretty bad. Because, yeah, he totally knows what Fishy Dueler, well, he knew what the 2 cards were, and then obviously he knows what the last and final card was because he just manipulated 3 cards. So he should know that this is a trap, which means he's guaranteed to get the effect off, unless he just forgot. All he has to do is remember the 3rd card and what it actually was. Looks like he's going to go ahead and resolve that. It was Ojama Trio, which, a little too late for Ojama Trio. He would have needed that this turn. Even then, I'm not so sure he couldn't play around Ojama Trio anyways, just using those monsters for Link Summon. Alright, so he's going to get Master Plan. That's going to get him a nice little search. He gets the Mission Rescue. Can he OTK? That's really the only question that we need to ask ourselves here. Can he OTK? Because this can be targeted, right? So you can just firewall bounce this shit, right? Because I think that you take no battle damage involving attacks with this card. Yeah, I'm thinking he just bounces this shit. At the end of the battle phase, shuffle all cards from your opponent's, graveyard. Yeah, I don't really think, I'm pretty sure he's going to go OTK'd. I think that he just bounces it with Firewall Dragon and just kills him. I mean, if he had a Battle Fader or a Swift Scarecrow, like, DF Jury would know that because he would have seen it and he would have probably made it go to the bottom of the 3 cards. He wouldn't have left him with the Ojama trio. Because you got to play around the potential of Reckless Greed. I believe he's going to go into another double helix. I'm just basing this off the last 2 duels. And definitely off the last duel. Yep, double helix number 2. So for those of you guys trying to learn the Spyral plays, this is it in its entirety. Or this is basically, this is how you do it. Like Spyral class 101, like school's in session. Fishy Dueler, unfortunately, is going to get wrecked. I think that Spyral sleeper that he searched is just going to be a battering ram. I don't see that thing needing to use its effect. I feel very confident that Firewall Dragon will simply bounce the Time Lord and that he will just kill his opponent this turn. Spyrals can definitely OTK. I think the deck is super explosive. You have a mechanic that does not have a lot of counters, by the way. Lose 1 turn doesn't really check it because I believe the monsters, from what I've been told, Link monsters lose their effects, but they can still attack that turn. So even lose 1 turn can't even cuck the Link monsters as other cards can. All right, Super H. I think this will be probably the final duel that I cast because I still want to go ahead and put out my top 10 tomorrow. It'll take me probably 30 minutes or probably 35 minutes to write up the script. And then I gotta obviously record the video and whatnot. And what did he just search? Was it Super Agent? Yeah, I think it was Super Agent that he just searched. If he gets another Super Agent on field, then you know that he's looking for another big Link summon. Nope, it's gonna go for Drone. See, it just makes me wonder why, like, I feel like it definitely wasn't intentional for, I feel like it definitely wasn't intentional for the Spyral Link monster to be so much better than the Subter one. I don't know whether it was just the summoning conditions or what. Yeah, you got Mutazone. I don't know whether it was just like the summoning conditions or what, but the difference in quality between those 2 Link monsters is absurd. It would have been like if Spyral Double Helix said, it can only be summoned with 2 Spyral monsters that are level 5 or higher. Like, the deck would have been garbage. I mean, yeah, like the monster would have been complete garbage and no one would have used it, and it just would have been like, oh, instead of having Spyrals be competitive, we're just going to keep them as, garbage. Like, I kind of feel like that's what happened with Subterrors. And I don't think it was by design. That's why I think they're getting Guru. But it's just so interesting that both decks get a card at the same exact time. One of them ascends the deck to basically like tier 0 levels, and the other one is arguably worse in its deck than it is in Shadows, and doesn't change the fate of the deck in the slightest. I think that's just such an interesting dynamic. So you see here, I think he is going to try and summon Drone again. I'd imagine, I haven't even read Drone. I'm pretty sure it's not once per turn. It's summoned back from the graveyard. Why would it be? Because I'm just basing this off Quick Fix. Banish, Oh, no, looks like he's going for a Quick Fix in his hand. And, man, you just see how many times he types the word effect in his hand. He just keeps on searching cards. So, like, the utility that these cards have in the graveyard, like Quick Fix, every time you summon them, you get a card in the graveyard to further just fuel more summons of these cards. So I guess you really don't run out of steam until you run out of Spyral cards in your deck. And if you're just running tons and tons of Spyral cards, like, what are the chances of you really running out? But you know what? We ain't got no more Dagusto Emerald, so at least there's that. I mean, I feel like eventually we're gonna get Pot of Avarice back in. That's why I think Pot of Avarice going to 2 is nuts. Like, Spyrals can easily, like, he has like 7 cards in his graveyard. This is his first turn. He can easily use Pot of Avarice like 2 times in a turn. I don't think Pot of Avarice is hard. It's not a hard once per turn, because like hard once per turns didn't even exist. Pot of Avarice is from, I'm gonna guess, Flaming Eternity. I know it's Lightning Vortex. I'm gonna say somewhere around like Flaming Eternity. Like, hard once per turns barely even existed back then. So, and it definitely wasn't. Oh my goodness, he has to plug in his laptop. His turn is taking so long. I was gonna say chat as if I'm streaming. YouTube, turn is taking so long. His battery is going to die on his laptop. This is like Spellbook level. If you guys played during Zexal, Spellbook was notoriously known for just having super long turns. And that's even before, well, no, it's not before, but especially with Spellbook of Judgment, because they had to just keep track of how many spellbooks they activated and, you know, like how many cards that they would search, etc., etc. Okay, this time he plays a little different. Goes for the Tri-Gate Wizard a little earlier than he did previously. Opens things up for Firewall Dragon because he has 2 Link 2s. He can combine those for, you know, the Link 4 of Firewall Dragon. Gets the Quick Fix out of his graveyard and pitching the drone as the cost. Now he's going to go ahead and search for the Quick Fix. He gets Big Red. I don't think we've really seen that be played yet. He can get Super Agent back. Pretty sure he has a Super Agent in his graveyard. Big Red, man. It's kind of interesting. When I first looked at Spyrals, I was like, how does this deck suck when it has a searchable Premature Burial? You know what I mean? Like, how is that possible? You have a fucking Premature Burial that's searchable. Like, what? And it doesn't even cost life points. How can you be bad as an archetype? And now I was like, damn, it's all coming full circle. It's like, oh yeah, having a searchable Premature Burial? Yep, eventually that deck was going to be good. Looks like he brought back Double Helix with it, and that opens up just... Actually, it doesn't open up any more zones because Double Helix is pointing to the left. So, unless he finds a way to summon in the field spell zone, which, I don't know, maybe that'll be the mechanic after Reigns. That'll be what the Hyper Summon is. You summon it to the field zone. Oh, that would actually be kind of cool. Yeah, you summon into the field zone and the Pendulum Scales. That would be pretty dope. That's the Hyper Summon. All right, he's going to give up two links plus... Was he just going to give up 2 links for 2 links? Okay, so he's taking it back. I'm thinking he wants to go Quick Fix, and then he wants to do the play. Yeah, pretty sure he wants to go Quick Fix. Man, Quick Fix is like fucking Level Eater level. Yeah, I mean, well, it's not that bad. It's not like you summon it 13 times in a turn, but... How did Level Eater survive this entire time in the TCG? I think Konami's waiting for Level Eater to do something broken in links. If you have not seen Level Eater link combos with like high level decks, oh my god, it's actually disgusting because you eat and then you just you get a free monster for link summoning over and over and over, and you know a lot of times you can eat off the same monster like 4 times. So imagine like having a Blue Eyes on the field and being able to eat off the Blue Eyes like 4 times and just getting 4, you know, link materials. Like, it'd be pretty damn disgusting. All right, there's Firewall Dragon. All he has to do now is essentially start counting. He needs to put another link monster on the field because Firewall has to be a mutual link, right? So he needs to put a link monster right here. And then as long as that monster 25, 22, I feel like this guy might actually even go up in attack, but that's irrelevant right now. What's it called? This is 4,100 damage plus 25, 50, 60, 66. He needs to find, what, 2,400? No, 1,400 damage right now. Yeah, he's just searching for 1,400 damage in a link monster, essentially. Proxy Dragon is not enough, but it won't matter because he can go into Proxy Dragon, then he can just turn Proxy Dragon into Decode Talker, which I don't even know if he runs. No, why didn't you summon it on this side where Firewall Dragon is so that you could be in mutual link with Firewall Dragon so you could use the ability? Like, I don't think it's going to matter, or I think he can still win easily, but I don't know. Seems like Proxy Dragon should have been summoned here, and I don't know. Maybe he's going to go for the sleeper play where he uses, I mean, I don't why not just use Firewall Dragon, bounce and attack? Unless he just knows something that I don't know. Okay, so he summons Sleeper, now he equips it with Last Resort, and maybe that's going to be the way that he ultimately pops the Time Lord. Alright, so he's going to equip. Looks like he is using Sleeper's effect. I still don't understand. Why would you not summon Proxy in this spot, and then Firewall would be linked, and then you just bounce some shit. You just bounce this shit and attack for it and win, rather than having to use... okay, so he's using Triwizard's second effect. Alright. Oh, okay, so instead of... He's using Triwizard's second effect to banish. Fair enough. Alright, that makes sense. I was like, well, I guess there were multiple ways. I just didn't realize that Triwizard had enough monsters linked to it. Yeah, Triwizard has 3 monsters linked. All right. Well, that's super game. It doesn't even need to use Firewall Dragon as a backup plan. This is Spirals in action, boys. I believe that it is Plant Synchro 2.0, that it is basically the new Gladiator Beast. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching, as always.